Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of the League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on December 21st, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge, Thursday, January 11th at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game. On the left, Mew. On the right, Lost Cramorant. Let's go with that. It looks like Mew is starting things off. Yep. Forest Seal Stone being attached to one of the two bench Genesect V. Mew V in the active spot there. Choice Belt being attached to that active Mew V. And Cramorant being played. Flipping, we don't know. It looks like it was heads. Reflip. Tails, actually. Cramomatic's an item card. You discard another item card. Flip a coin. If heads, you search the deck for a card. Since it was tails, just got rid of 2 cards from the hand. Not that big of a deal, thanks to the synergy with the Genesect V's Fusion Strike system ability. But we're getting ahead of myself. Forest Seal Stone being activated there. Forest Seal Stone gives Genesect V the V-Star power ability, Star Alchemy. When you activate that V-Star power, you can search your deck for a card. Pick a card, any card, and of course that Battle VIP pass being found there. You can only play it on your first turn, but when you do, you search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. Mew V and a third Genesect V being found off of that Battle VIP pass. We're seeing the ideal setup for this Mew V Max here, and the first Fusion Strike system being activated. Fusion Strike system is you can draw up to how many cards up to how many fusion Pokemon you have in play. Since there are 5 fusion Pokemon in play, Fusion Strike system in this instance will draw up to 5 cards. Fusion Strike system number 1. Very nice ability use markers there. Drawing up to 5. And another Battle VIP pass is found. Might as well play it to put a third Mew V on the bench. Now we have the ideal Mew V Max board setup. Turn 1. Just Mew things. This is what Mew do. Alright, let's see. Double Turbo in hand, so that could be attached to the bench, Mew V. And a second Fusion Strike system, this time for up to 6 cards being activated. Since there are 6 fusion Pokemon in play, Fusion Strike. Will you miss Mew V Max with rotation? Let me know in the comments. Passing things over to our Lost Cramorant player here, who starts things off with a Nest Ball. Half of a Battle VIP pass, but you could play it at any point in the game. Nest Ball lets you search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Our player is going to take a look through their deck here, searching for that Pokemon and also taking a look at what's in the deck, as prizing is a mechanic in the Pokemon trading card game. Cramorant being found and put onto the bench there. Another card being debated on being played, that Arven. Supporter card. Search your deck for an item card and a tool card and put it into your hand. The item, of course, will be that Battle VIP pass. Again, you can only play it on your first turn, but when you do, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. Defiance Band is the tool card that will be found and added to the hand. That Battle VIP pass being activated now, allowing our Lost player to search their deck for a couple basics. Consulting the hand, seeing which are the optimal basics to grab here. Comfey and Articuno being chosen there. And red, I will read it to you guys myself here. Articuno has the ice symbol ability. Your basic water Pokemon's attacks, except any Articuno, do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And yes, that stacks. So if you have two Articuno in play, your basic water Pokemon's attacks will do plus 20 damage. First flower selecting of the game being played here, thanks to that Comfey, lets you look at the top two cards of the deck, put one into the Lost Zone and the other into your hand. And we want to get 4 cards in the Lost Zone so that Cramorant can attack for free thanks to its Lost Provisions ability. If there's 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone, Cramorant's attack cost is 0. And it can spit disrespectfully for 110 damage for free. Really debating on this flower selecting here, taking a look at the hand and everything else, and a chorus experiment being sent to the Lost Zone. Wow. That telegraphs there's either already one in hand, or there were 2 chorus experiment off of that flower selecting. Either way, a switch being played here to switch into the second Comfey, and second flower selecting being activated here. Guess the other thing that could telegraph is that the other card off of the chorus was just that important. Artisan being sent to the Lost Zone off of this second flower selecting here, and the other card kept. Another Cramorant hits the bench there. Oh, and no turn 1 attack for our Lost Cramorant deck. Passing things over to our Mew player, who instantly evolves that powered up Mew into Mew VMAX. Ultra Ball being played now to discard a useless Battle VIP Pass and an Escape Rope to search the deck for a Pokemon card. The second Mew VMAX being found and evolved on the field there. So far, so good with our Mew player setup here. This is what Mew is built to do. Let's see what else they got. Fusion Strike system number 1 to draw up to 6 cards since there's 6 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Got the Mew VMAX in the active with the Choice Belt attached. A Fusion Strike energy being attached to the active Mew, and then it retreats into the Mew with the double turbo energy attached. I can't remember Mew VMAX's attack name, so we're going to research that in the professor's lab right quick. Alright, Mew VMAX has the Cross Fusion Strike, that's right, attack. For 2 colorless energy or for 1 double turbo energy, choose one of your benched Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So definitely going to take advantage of the bench Mew VMAX second attack, Max Miracle, for 130. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. But in this instance, better than copying Genesec's Technoblast, which does 210, but it cannot attack during the next turn. So here, Max Miracle will be doing 110 damage thanks to the double turbo energy reduction, but more than enough to KO the opposing Comfey. But not before a second Fusion Strike system being activated here to draw up to 6. Might as well draw all the cards. Card advantage is huge in the Pokemon trading card game. Alessa's Sparkle being eyed up as the supporter per turn. You identify 2 of your fusion Pokemon. Mew VMAX and Mew V were the targets here. And Alessa's Sparkle then accelerates from the deck a Fusion Strike energy to each of those Pokemon. Our player is going to take a look, hope there's at least 2 Fusion Strike energy in the deck. For one to power up the Pokemon on the bench, and for two to get them out of the deck and onto the field where they belong. But wow, none being targeted there with Alyssa's Sparkle. So they are either in the hand, the other three are either in the hand and or the prize cards. Let me see. I think I do see one in hand. So two in the prize cards. Lost City Stadium being put into play. Pretty powerful against the Lost Zone decks. When a Pokemon's knocked out, it goes into the Lost Zone instead of the discard pile. So an interesting interaction here as it accelerates cards into the Lost Zone for the Lost Zone decks, and that's what they like. But it also Lost Zones that card, that Pokemon. And, the Comfey love being in play. The Cramorant love being in play. Everything likes being either in play or in the discard pile to be recycled. But you can't recycle anything from the Lost Zone. So, interesting interaction there. Comfey hitting the Lost Zone. Comfey taking its place in the active spot, and play resumes on Lost Cramorant's side. Let's see if we can get attacking this turn. We definitely will have the 4 in the Lost Zone, so now it's just a matter of can a Cramorant be put into the active spot to attack. Irida being eyed up as the supporter per turn and played. Irida lets you search your deck for a item card and a water Pokemon. So we're definitely going to attack this turn. But is the 110 Spit Innocently damage enough to get through these Mew VMAX? Lost Vacuum and another Articuno being found off of that Irida there. Lost Vacuum is good as it can send the Lost City into the Lost Zone. That second Articuno hits the bench. Lost Vacuum will be played. Send a card to the Lost Zone from your hand, and then send a Stadium or Tool card to the Lost Zone. That Lost City being put into the Lost Zone. Flower Selecting being activated now on that active Comfey to take a look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Keep one of them and send the other to the Lost Zone. Which card do I need more here? It depends. Course is the answer. Ooh, second Course Experiment being sent to the Lost Zone. I guess that's not as big of a deal in this Lost Cramorant deck, as you really just need to hit the 4 in the Lost Zone. It is good. Course Experiment is good. What it does is you look at the top 5 cards of the deck and send 2 of them to the Lost Zone, put the other 3 in your hand. So Course Experiment does help you make your way through the deck, find the cards that you need for that turn. But that other card just must be more important. Switch being played here to switch into a Cramorant. A Defiance Man being put onto that Cramorant that was found earlier with the Arvin. And Cramorant is spitting disrespectfully for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 160 damage. Two-shotting that Mew VMAX, actually. Okay. Play resumes on Mew's side. Second Fusion Strike Energy attached to the bench, Mew VMAX. And it's time to start Fusion Strike systeming. Drawing up to 6 cards here. Just one off of that Fusion Strike system. Pretty much everything that's needed is in play. Now, Mew VMAX will have to copy Technoblast from Genesect to take the KO on the opposing Cramorant here. But at least a KO is taken to progress through the game. Cramorant comes into the active spot and play resumes on Lost Cramorant's side. Another Defiance Ban put onto a Cramorant here. Another Cramorant hits the bench. And I think we are KOing this opposing Mew VMAX. Let's see here. I let the players do the math. Yep, there we go. Mew VMAX got two-shotted by a couple Cramorant. Mew VMAX replacement being promoted into the active spot, and play resumes on Mew VMAX side here in this mid-game. Alright, Fusion Strike Energy being attached to the bench Mew V. Must have been taken from the prizes. Nest Ball being played to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench. Considering that Ice Cube, I'll look that up while they're thinking about it. But actually no target was found there off of the Nest Ball. I wonder if they have a basic Pokemon in hand to put down. Yeah, the 4th Genesect is there, so maybe that's coming down instead. Yes. What a setup here. Alright, first Fusion Strike system to draw up to 6 cards, just for 1 here. Lost Vacuum being played, sending Alyssa's Sparkle into the Lost Zone to send that Defiance Band to the Lost Zone. Interesting play there, as the Cramorant was most likely, is going to get knocked out this turn. Sending Cramorant and the Defiance Band to the discard pile, but the Mew player probably wanted just to thin some cards from the hand in order to draw more with Fusion Strike system. So second Fusion Strike system here. Drawing cards up to 6 since there's 6 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Going to consult the discard pile, see what's in there. So that way they can better inform their decisions. And Mew VMAX copies with its Fusion, what was that? Cross Fusion Strike? Yep. Copies with Cross Fusion Strike the Genesect V's Technoblast, taking the KO on the opposing Cramorant. Comfey being promoted into the active spot on the Lost Zone side, and play will resume there. Alright, we need another Cramorant and another Defiance Band. That would be perfect here. Artisan coming down. Artisan's Stadium. That lets the player search for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to put into play. Cramorant being the target of Artisan there, hitting the bench. Shuffling things back up. And yeah, I wonder how many Defiance Band are in there. There was 2 that we've seen so far. So I could see a 3 or 4 count, really. You got lots of space in this deck. This is the first Lost Zone deck I made back in the day. Anyways, the active Comfey will use its flower selecting ability to look at the top 2, sending a TM Devolution to the Lost Zone. Interesting card there here. Switch card being played to switch into a Cramorant. A Bravery Charm being put onto that Cramorant, forcing a copy of the Technoblast versus the Max Miracle. Gift Energy being put onto that Cramorant, and Boss's Orders coming down to bring up a Genesect V from the bench to the active spot. What a turn here. It's still going. Debating on playing more cards from the hand. But going to decide to spit disrespectfully here for 11, 12, 13, 130 damage. Thanks to the double Articuno ice symbol on the bench. Definitely two-shotting this opposing Genesect V. Play resumes on Mew's side. Power Tablet being played. That gives plus 30 damage to your Fusion Strike Pokemon attacks. Okay. Another Cramomatic being played. Discarding a Battle VIP Pass. Flipping heads, so now any card can be searched out of the deck. Either a switch card, a way to get that Genesect V out of the active spot if there's not already one in hand. Let's see, I don't think there is one in hand. So there is a basic switch in there. I saw that. So you don't have to waste a double turbo energy retreating. If that's what our Mew player is debating on. And yep. Basic switch being fetched out of the deck with that Cramomatic. So you could get that damage Genesect V out of the active spot. And all is going to plan here for our Mew VMAX player. Switch into the powered up Mew VMAX. What else does our Mew VMAX player have for us this turn? Ooh, another Fusion Strike energy going on to that benched Mew V. Can we evolve that one now? Pat to the Peak being put into play. That shuts off all Rulebox Pokemon abilities, followed by an Iono. Both players shuffle their hands, put it at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players getting 3 cards here. Interesting, Path to the Peak was put into play before the Iono, but I'm sure our Mew player knows what they're doing here. Cramomatic being played, discarding a power tablet, flipping another heads. They could search their deck for any card. Computer search does not need to be reprinted with Ace Specs coming up. It's already there with Cramomatic, right? And Squovit. Don't forget Squovit. Let's go back in time a bit here in the professor's lab so I could see a little bit better what was the card picked off of that computer search. Cramomatic here. It is actually a Lost Vacuum. Okay, so that's potentially for next turn to get rid of their own Path to the Peak so they can continue Fusion Strike systeming, drawing all the cards. Oh, actually going for it this turn. Aha, okay. Lost Vacuum, sending bosses orders to the Lost Zone. Wow, actually, okay, for this turn, interesting. To get rid of the Path to the Peak, sending it to the Lost Zone, and now we're just going to Fusion Strike system more this turn. Alright, Fusion Strike system. That was a full Fusion Strike system for the full 6. I don't think I've ever seen that. I guess a Mew VMAX would be nice. Either way, going to take the Mew VMAX is going to take the KO on the opposing Cramorant. Now Gift Energy activates whenever the Pokemon that energy is attached to is KO'd. You draw up to 7 cards, I believe. So, resolving Gift Energy here, filling the hand up. Thanks, Gift Energy. Then a new active is promoted. Debating on the Cramorant or the Comfey. It looks like it's going to be the Cramorant that comes up to battle next. Nope. Going for the Comfey. Maybe. Yes. And play resumes now on Lost Cramorant's side. Nest Ball being played here, allowing our player to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to put into the party on the bench. And the fire... I was going to say dragon, but the fire lizard himself coming down. Radiant Charizard. Energy Search being played now. That item card lets you search your deck for a basic energy card. I imagine we're looking for that fire energy. to power up this Radiant Charizard. And nothing found. Oh no. Oh no. So let's hope that Fire Energy is in hand. Radiant Charizard has the Excited Heart ability. Yes, there we go. Okay, so there was a Fire Energy in the hand. That's good. Let's check out this Radiant Charizard right quick here in the professor's lab. Has the Excited Heart ability. This Pokemon's attacks cost a colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. Then it has the Combustion Blast attack that costs 1 fire and 4 colorless, 250 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Combustion Blast. So since our Mew VMAX player has taken 4 prize cards, Combustion Blast only requires 1 fire energy, thanks to that Excited Heart ability. Now that Path to the Peak would have shut down Excited Heart, not allowing this to happen if the Path of Peak was in play. But here we are. Our Radiant Charizard is powered up now. And Arvin is the supporter for turn. Remember, that allows our player to search their deck for a item card and a tool card. Counter Catcher seems to definitely be the item to be grabbed. And Switch Cart. Nope. Can't, that's another item. Whoops. So Counter Catcher is the item, and Bravery Charm seems to be the tool. That Counter Catcher can only be played when your opponent is ahead on prizes, when you're behind on prizes. So Counter Catcher is live, and it's basically a boss's orders on an item card, as long as you're losing, quote, losing the game. So we have a line to victory now with this Lost Cramorant deck. Counter Catcher being played to bring up a fresh Genesect V. Bravery Charm being attached to that Radiant Charizard, giving it plus 50 HP. Comfey in the active uses its flower selecting ability to take a look at the top 2 cards. Send a Articuno to the Lost Zone, keep the other. Switch Cart being played to switch into that Radiant Charizard. And it's doing, what, 300 damage on this Fire Week opposing Genesect V for the KO. 1 prize left versus 2 prizes here in this endgame of round 2 of the League Challenge. Ultra Ball being played, discarding 2 Ultra Balls. Okay. To search the deck for a Pokemon card. It could be basic, it could be stage 1, it could be stage 2, it could be stage 3, it could be stage 4, it could be mega. Pick a Pokemon card, any card, just only a Pokemon card. Not a tool, not a stadium. And it looks like we're actually going to fail this Ultra Ball here. So no other Mew VMAX probably in the deck. Maybe it's prized. Or a player just decided to fail it. Yeah, never mind, I think I do see a Mew VMAX in hand. So just thinning the hand down to make the Fusion Strike systems more effective. Mew VMAX evolving on the bench there. Radiant Charizard has 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 210 damage, or 210 hit points. So we need a power tablet with a double turbo powered up Mew VMAX. But if the Mew VMAX, like the one on the bench, maybe the active one has it as well. It's kind of hard to see. A Mew VMAX with 2 Fusion Strike energy will be able to take the KO on the opposing Radiant Charizard by copying Genesect V's 210 damage Techno Blast. Feather Ball being played there to search the deck for a Pokemon with no retreat costs. Looks like that one's just being burned out of the hand to thin the hand down to make the Fusion Strike systems more effective. Just like 3 Ultra Balls we saw hit the discard pile. And now Fusion Strike system number 1. drawing up to 5 cards, as there's only 5 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play right now. Everything's in the hand for the KO. Power Tablet being played there. Switch being played to switch into the bench Mew VMAX. Okay. Again, I think we're just in the hand down here, as Mew VMAX has free retreat. Fusion Strike System, drawing up to 5. Power Tablet, or Force Seal Sown, excuse me, being put onto the bench. Genesect V, just getting it out of the hand. I think you guys see a theme going on here. Double Turbo Energy being attached to the bench Genesect V. So that way it can retreat if it needs to. Mostly just thinning it out of the hand. And now the final Fusion Strike System being activated, drawing up to 5. Players consulting the discard pile, see what's been played already, and then immediately hits that judge. The disruptive supporter judge has both players shuffle their hands into their deck, and then both players draw 4 prize cards, or draw 4 cards from the top of their deck. Very powerful against these Lost Zone decks that love to accumulate all the answers in their hand. Alright. We do have the KO on the opposing Radiant Charizard. And that's what's going to happen. 1 prize to 1 prize. So now we need boss's orders, right? Yeah. There's a Cramorant on the bench, so all that's needed is a boss's orders to bring up that damaged Genesect V and clean up the KO on it for the game. Let's see if our lost Cramorant player can put it together after that judge. I don't know if there was a boss in hand before the judge or not, but either way, that judge was disruptive. Hisuian Heavy Ball being played. That card was mostly just burnt right now, but since we're in the lab today, I'll let you know what it does. When you play it, you look at your prize cards, and you could switch the Hisuian Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon that's in the prize cards, then shuffle the prizes up. Since there was no target, the Hisuian Heavy Ball just went to the discard pile there. Next is the active Comb Phase Flower Selecting, looking for that boss's orders. We also need a way to switch as well. I guess is important to keep in mind. Really agonizing over this decision here. I wonder if it's boss's orders and switch with neither in hand already. Wouldn't that be crazy? Alright, our player is taking a look at their hand, debating on which card they want to send to the Lost Zone off of this flower selecting here. Nest Ball. Okay, we don't need that right now to win. Wonder what the other card was. As our player takes a look through their discard pile, seeing what's in there. I think only 1 boss's orders was played so far this game. And could you imagine if Guzma was standard legal? That would definitely be used in this deck. Alright, looks like our Lost Zone player did not have the answers needed to close out the game, so they conceded to their opponent, but they look like they were close. Let's see what's happening here. Blindside, TM Blindside. Let's see what that one does. We're researching all kinds of things in the professor's lab after being gone for so long. Alright, Technical Machine Blindside. This attack does 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Costs 3 colorless energy, but with the Cramorant's Lost Provision ability, it could use the TM Blindside for free. Wow. The more I'm thinking about this Lost Cramorant deck, the more I'm liking it. And I hear it's supposed to be better with another TM coming out in the future. So yeah, that if that TM blindside was found there off of Arvin or just drawn into naturally, that would have been also KO on the bench Genesect V for the final prize, two prizes of the game. Let's see what else our players got going on. Oh, that seems to be the play there that they were looking for. So maybe no more boss's orders in deck. So yeah, TM blindside or Arvin would have got them there, along with yeah, just drawing it naturally, of course. What a game! That was cool. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.